What's up, motherfuckers? Well, last night I was over at Dana King's and just fucking around, which, I personally don't care how other people run their life. I just find it amusing that this is how, certain people choose to be towards people, and then they wonder why they end up having these bad relationships or these bad situations. I think it's funny. I think it's fucking crazy. I was gonna go do some shit today, but I can't because it's fucking raining its ass off. I think there's a tropical storm or something coming through, but I can hear lightning and thundering and shit. So I mean, I can't really do anything outside today. Let's see. But she keeps on putting hexes on people and shit, and saying that she's a witch, and then she says that she's a Christian. And that's kind of my gig. I mean, I know quite a bit about religion and shit like that. I mean, and so, I mean, you can simply sit here and you can Google, what does the Bible say about witches? And that's all you got to do. Uh, oh, King James Version. Okay. And so I put, I asked that question, I mean, which, people that really know JT's going to do. When you sit there and you're putting curses on your ex-husband and you're and this and that, you know, I'm going to ask you some fucking questions about, okay, well, these two things don't fit together. You can't be a witch doing witchcraft and be a Christian too. That doesn't fucking work. These are two, very different things. It's like saying, um, I don't know. It's like being completely on opposite teams of anything. It's like, saying that I'm with Susie and Fire Ice Witch. You know what I mean? You can't be on both sides. You just can't do it. It's a possibility you could be on neither side because, like, as an atheist, I'm on neither side, or you can, but you got to pick one side or the other. You can't be on both sides because, I mean, the Bible is very specific about it. And, somebody in the chat said, well, it's been altered over the years. Well, then why weren't the Dead Sea Scrolls? Why do they say the same thing? Why are the Dead Sea Scrolls saying the same thing that you see today? It hasn't been altered all the way since back then. So since the time of Jesus, that you say that you believe in at around the time that Jesus was around, it said the same thing then that it says now. And there was no reply, no answer to that. I started quoting Bible verses about the subject, and I just wanted an answer as to where are you coming from with this? You're going to put curses on your ex-husband. You're going to try to put curses on me. You're going to try to put curses on all these people as a witch, and then you're going to say, well, try to bless people like like you believe in Jesus or something. And so, I mean, these are natural questions that I'm going to have. Like, this is impossible. This is not real. You cannot sit here and do that. That doesn't make any fucking sense. And when I quote those Bible verses, these Bible verses that you kind of see here, like, for example, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. She took that as a threat. And I put Exodus 22:18, thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. It talked about stoning them. It talked about, all kinds of shit, in here. And you can look it up for yourself. It is not difficult to look up and see for yourself that this shit is really in there. It talks about wizards, it talks about witches, it talks about, all kinds of shit. And she said that I was making threats towards her, and it's like, so you're a Christian who believes. Oh, I'm talking about Will and Dana. Kane over there on TI News. They ended up blocking me over this. So I'm asking these questions, and I'm like, okay, well, all this different shit, and she took it as a threat, like I was, making a threat. No, motherfucker, I'm asking, how do you navigate these fucking things that are in the Bible that you say you believe in, but yet you're gonna claim being to be a witch? From what I understand, for example, like Percy doesn't is into witchcraft. I believe she's a Wiccan or something or whatever. I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. Maybe she's not. I don't know. But she doesn't claim Christianity, right? Because you can be on one side or you can be on the other. So because I'm asking these questions and I'm saying, hold on a minute, you've been running these curses on people, whoever pissed you off for weeks now, and now you're going to go and you're going to be a Christian today. Okay, how does this work? Exactly. You can't fucking, you can't curse your ex-husband and curse me and curse Chad, you know, Thunder Dick or whatever the fuck, or whatever, and then say, "Oh well, now today I'm a Christian." It didn't make any sense to me. So I can't. I'm not allowed to ask those questions. I'm not allowed to call that out and say, "Hold on a minute, this doesn't fucking jive." You can't be on one team. Yeah, well, I mean, she demands to be enabled. She's a severe alcoholic. She's got substance abuse issues, obviously, and she demands to be catered to and for somebody to enable her. And what is the similarity between this kind of shit and, for example, like what I would say about Fire Ice Witch, which was another subject that we currently we're having. She demands the same thing, to be enabled to. And I'm just not an enabler. I'm just not the kind. I'm not the kind to do that. you know, if you got a substance abuse problem and you're aware of it and you're honest about it and you say, yes, I got, like if it was weed or something or whatever, that's fine. You are aware of your situation and what's going on. You got a Party City Demon owner and a Jesus fanatic at the same time. Does it work? Yeah, exactly. It does not work that way. It doesn't work that way. Anybody that knows anything about the Bible knows it doesn't work that way. I find religion and some of the stupid beliefs that people have fucking interesting. So I'm into this shit. But, you know, yeah, oh, I get it. I get it. So I ask questions about, what do you believe? Why do you believe this dumb shit? I don't believe in any of it. I think it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? And I don't subscribe to any of it. So I find it interesting that these supernatural, magical beliefs that these people have, you know, why do they have them? I don't know. And so I want to ask, hey, you know, and whenever somebody has a conflicting belief there, where the thing that you trying to be a Christian and Christianity does not want you. I mean, it specifically does not want you. It specifically talks about you. And you're going to claim to be Christian anyway. Because I mean, witchcraft ain't like just a sin. That ain't like fornicating. That ain't like this or that. That is, a definite choice in what you're worshiping, right? I mean, false idols. You're going to claim to be Christian. You're going to worship this false idol, this thing from Party City. You know, you know, uh, that's that, and then claim to be Christian. I mean, this shit is insane. So if you call her out on anything, even something insignificant like that, you're being an asshole. You're a sorry son of a bitch. You know, um, And this dude is just so fucking beta that he is incapable of calling anybody out. And like I would say the same thing about, like Fire Ice Witch over there. Fire. I would say that that, you know, obviously what Susie's talking about when the two of them were hanging out was they both were feeding into each other's substance abuse, severely feeding into, hey, what's up, Coach Rom? So when they're feeding into each other's substance abuse, they're sitting there enabling one another to continue to abuse these substances, right? Susie's getting got tired of it, doesn't want to participate anymore. She doesn't want to enable Fire, and she doesn't want to allow Fire to enable her because it's hurting both of them. Okay, that's basically what Susie's talking about from what I gathered. And Susie can correct me if I'm wrong. You know, and so what is going through the minds of these dudes that are going with these women that act like that? Last thing I can remember worshiping was cock. That was totally absolutely. I mean, what is going through the minds of these men that allow, themselves to be the enablers to these women like that? Will is completely blind to anything she says or does. She said she had a job. That turned out to be complete bullshit. She does not have a job. She says that she was going to stop drinking. She's been drinking. That's complete bullshit too. I mean, just everything. And he does not call her out on her shit at all. At all. He completely enables all of her bad behavior and says, oh, well, it's okay. I used to drink worse than she does. Well, I mean, what got you out of drinking more than she does? What gets you out of that situation? I mean, you got to call yourself out on your own shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, and that's part of what's going on with Eli too, right? He's enabling that woman that he's with. That's what these three particular men apparently are doing, right? So Will's falling into this category with Eli, and fucking Brutal Mafia is falling into this category of Eli, where they are enabling women in their life in order to whatever control them, whatever it is that they're doing. I don't know why they're interested in somebody like that. Why they would be interested in enabling people to do these terrible things to themselves. Um, I don't know why somebody would do that. It just makes no sense to me. It's absolutely fucking insane. Um, that's just no relationship that I want. And you got me over in her chat, and I get blocked for even so much as calling her out on this tiny, minute thing. Much less, bitch, you ain't got your job that you said you had. You know, you're clearly pissed off about it. They won't even take responsibility for the drugs and the shit that they take. Like she says, somebody drugged me. Some other woman's claiming that people are drugging her. Obviously, she is taking the drugs herself. So you got to enable a motherfucker to the point that you will not allow them to take responsibility for the drugs that they take. What kind of fucked up shit is that? I decided to take a bunch of drugs, and oh well, I'm not going to take responsibility for that. Because it keeps you from laying blame on your own shoulder. Yeah, I mean that's what they're doing. I mean these motherfuckers are so like coddled to by men in their life that they don't take any responsibility for their own shit. I've never seen anything like that to where you didn't take responsibility for the alcohol you drank or the drugs you took. How the fuck does that work? Who the fuck is shoving this shit down your fucking throat for you? I would like to fucking know, you know. I mean, Fire Ice Witch didn't want to take responsibility for her own shit, But that's very common for like alcoholics and addicts and shit. If I wanted that kind of woman, I'd go to a fucking AA meeting and pick up a woman just like her. They're a dime a fucking dozen. I could go to any street corner and pick up a woman just like her. They're a dime a fucking dozen. I mean, this idea that, I mean, a woman in AA at least has taken that first step and said, you know what, I got a fucking problem because I got a fucking problem. And is further along than fucking what Dana, what Fire, and what fucking, Eli's lady is. They're further along than them three motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And probably easier to deal with. What kind of fucking nightmare is it that you're dealing with a motherfucker who don't even go to AA and admit they have a fucking problem? You know, whoa, fuck. That's. I mean, and you're completely enabling that motherfucker. Like you are creating a fucking world around them. And what about that is so appealing to you that you want to live that way as a man? I don't get it. When I went to rehab, every chick in there had a man to blame. I was one of the only women who owned my own shit. I said I got high because I liked the way it made me feel, period. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You could find bitches like this all day long, I'm sure, in any rehab. I mean, why didn't you just go to a fucking rehab and pick up a bitch? I mean, there's plenty of available bitches in rehab. They're in rehab because motherfuckers are tired of their shit finally. So you want to get this bitch whose shit you got to get tired of, and you got to throw into a fucking rehab. Okay, good luck with that. That sounds like a good plan. Good luck to y'all, all three of you men, on that. You obviously know that you don't have a problem, so that puts you in a fucking place of superiority. It puts you in a place where you can, fuck with that person. It's fucking fucked up, Sketty. That is so fucked up. What's up, Miss Kimmy? Who actually got clean, stay clean, completely took my life around and never looked back. It isn't impossible. You just gotta own your shit. Yeah, I mean, but you also need a dude that's gonna call you out on your shit. I'm terrible with that. I will call a motherfucker out on their shit in a fucking heartbeat. Now, I have no fucks to give about it, Bitch, look what you just did. Look at this shit. Come here. Let's talk about this for a minute. you know, I mean, and people like, you can even ask Kimmy. I mean, I'm an asshole about it, to the point that I'm a fucking asshole. I'm pretty fucking honest. And yes, I realize I'm an asshole. Sorry, you know, but I don't give a fuck. I just don't. I mean, mm, that's just how I am to a certain degree. I mean, you got to take me for who I am to a certain. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But I mean, to a certain degree, you can look at it like from either perspective. You can look at me like, oh, he's just an asshole, and then move on with life, or you can look at it and say, well, I mean, he's a little bit maybe hypercritical, you know, or whatever the case may be. But some people they need that. And, if you really look at it and you take it for what it is, like, and sometimes it may be little shit or dumb shit, but if you fix that little shit and that dumb shit, I mean, it can add up, man. And it could just make you a springboard for you to in the greatness. You know what I mean? So it kind of just depends on how you look at it. Depends on how you look at the world. I mean, just change your perspective. You can only do something about you. You can't do anything about to fix me, and I really can't do anything to fix you. I can change me, and you can change you, and that's about as far as we can go with it. But this idea that we're gonna change one another, that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, oh yeah, some people can't handle it at all. Yeah, I mean, well, you should be blunt with people you care about. I mean, if they're fucking up or they're doing this or doing that, man, you should be able to say, "Hey, look, motherfucker, you're doing this or that." You think that I ain't had if I don't want a fucking bitch that ain't gonna tell me I'm fucking up. I don't want a bitch telling me, "Oh, you're not taking the drugs. You're not choosing to take those drugs. You're being drugged by whatever farms or whatever the fuck." Yeah, exactly, Coach Rome. I'm sorry. I'm an honest asshole. You know, my bad. I'm sorry. You know, exactly, Coach Rome. And I think that you're probably more like me than you are like them. There's no way, and I don't see that with Anna. You call each other out on each other's shit to make each other better because you love each other. That's what think that y'all do as a couple. I may be wrong about that. You know, but that's if I had to give my opinion from the information that I have, that's what I would say. But is that do I know that for a fact? No, I don't because I don't live your life. I don't fucking know. You know, but I mean, this idea that I'm going to enable a bitch that is not my gig. I'm not going to do that. That just isn't me. And even if I love that bitch, I mean, if I love that bitch, it's going to even be worse. I'm gonna call that bitch out on every fucking thing. Yeah, you goofy bitch. What the fuck is this shit? You know, what the fuck is going on over here? And then once you fix that little thing or big thing or whatever the fuck it is, you know what? You're just that much better off in your life. Right, brother. That's what I think, but some of these dudes are so desperate for a woman or they have this need for this power and control in that relationship in that kind of a weird ass way, and not in like a good way, like Coach Rom does, like power and control in a sexual way that it is more of a positive way. It ain't negative like this. That is highly negative. What I'm talking about. I'm not talking about like Coach Rom and the way Anna do their shit. I'm talking about like this motherfucker's really controlling her because he has her on this dope and this alcohol and this other shit. They're controlling these motherfuckers. Whether you're talking about Will, whether you're talking about Coach Eli, whether you're talking about Brutal Mafia. If that Brutal Mafia is really having a relationship with Fire and Fire has these substance abuse problems, that is a fucking problem. You know. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you got to be called out. I mean, goddamn, it's got to happen. You know. So absolutely. Well, I've turned in all my shit. I'm just waiting to get my new job started. So that's on the 18th. I am ready to go, guys. So I got like 4 weeks of fucking bullshit that I have to do. And I'm ready to go. I've done my shit. I did my background check. I just did my drug test yesterday. I'm good. And shit, you can ask Sarah. She knows for a fact that what I'm saying is absolutely 100% true on that. I showed her some of my shit. I was like, yeah, but this woman lied from day one. Lied from day one. I was like, about having a new job. I was like, really, bro? Uh, you know, how the fuck are you gonna do that? How are you gonna lie like that? He calls you a Sith when I'm here trolling because he knows I hate that. I'm not a Sith. I'm a Jedi. That's funny shit. Oh, so I mean, I don't know why that woman felt the need to, you know, try to impress somebody like she got a job for real, and then get depressed when she didn't have a job and out in her own before he'll move there to be with her. That's what Will said, but Will's gonna 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 fucking shut that down, because he says he's enabling her to say, "Oh well, I had this job, this fake job that I could have told you was fake from day one. I had a strong, sneaky suspicion by the way she was talking and acted that shit was bullshit from day one that she said she had." And he's falling for that shit, hook, line, and sinker. So he'll cave on that. Hey, what's up, Miss Anna? Arnie, I don't think so. I haven't heard any noise from that. No, I have not. But I was just talking about, this enabling that seems to be all the rage apparently with some of these dudes in this community. They want to enable these fucking chicks to fucking completely fucking kill themselves. It's fucking insane. You know, uh, why even bother? Yeah. Calling her a drug whore. Well, she acts like a drug whore. What I can't stand is I like Will. And Will is going after this woman, head above shoulders, just fucking chasing her like a motherfucker and gonna enable her to the ends of the earth. And it really doesn't, to continue her bad behavior, forever. And what I notice is that when I am guilty of calling her out on any fucking thing, and I mean any fucking thing at all whatsoever, like trying to educate her about the religion she says she lives, she does that her own religion. I'm trying to educate her because she's fucking doing it wrong. You know, you can't be a fucking Christian and a witch. It doesn't fucking work, bitch. Pick one, one or the other. I can't be a Scientologist and a goddamn Muslim. It doesn't fucking work. you know, yeah, I mean, I like Will, but he can't even call her out on the tiniest of fucking things without her fucking freaking the fuck out. And so, fuck it. Know, I might as well just, whatever. If that's what he's into, great. But keep that fucking bitch to yourself, or something, or in the background somewhere. Chain her to a goddamn, something in the fucking basement. I don't know what to tell you. Goddamn black snake moan that bitch. Something. Yeah, but it ain't that powerful. Come on. There ain't no hypnotizing a man with a pussy like that. I don't give a fuck if I'm in the process of fucking you, I'm still gonna call you out on your shit. You dumb bitch, you fucking did blah 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 blah, and I'm gonna slap you on the ass and I'm gonna make you like it. You know? I'm just saying. There's ways of fucking doing some shit. There's ways of not doing it. I mean, you can't tell me that, that kind of shit is just fucking insane. You can't enable a motherfucker like that to where they get out of hand like that. You just can't fucking do it. I mean, I'm just gonna give my opinion you know, and throw it out there for what it is. Exactly. But I mean, they are completely unaccepting of me, but they expect me to. But this bitch expects me to accept everything that she fucking says. Yeah, ask the tough chick. Kimmy, yeah, exactly, Kimmy, exactly. Ask that tough chick. You stupid bitch, you dumb whore. you know, it's more or less like, fuck, how far are you going to go? How far are you going to allow this shit to go? And I'm just seeing these motherfuckers just get cooked to all shit. Oh, Jesse, we live together, but we ain't fucking. Jesse, oh, I love you, and all this shit that Jesse be talking. They fucking, you know, I mean, how far is he gonna go? Is he gonna let himself get cut completely? I mean, it just absolutely is insane, insane. I mean, Jesus. These dudes are just such cucks. They're just such enablers. They just fucking let a woman run right the fuck over them like that. And then they think that these women find that attractive. They don't fucking find it attractive. That's why she's talking about fucking me and doing this with me and doing that with me. Because they don't find you attractive. They find a motherfucker that calls them out on their shit and fucking stands up and is a man attractive. That's what they find attractive. You want the truth of the matter. That's why that bitch is constantly talking about that shit. That's why she was so pissed off when I told her, no, I'm good. When she's sitting there saying that I want her pussy. Yeah. Oh, she passes it out like it's just a fucking slip of paper. I mean, or something like she's handing out fucking flyers. I mean, you could tell, and but she could pass it out at me all she wants. I'm not the kind. I'm not the one that she is after. And I let her know that, and that pissed her off so much that she blocked me last night. She fucking blocked me. And then I asked the simplest of the questions. She fucking perma banned me. You know? That's how she fucking acts. And that's fine. Whatever. But I can still throw my opinion out over here. So, everybody got a turn. Everybody. hmm Anyways, I'm out of here. I just wanted to let y'all know that I just see some similarities between certain men in this community. And I just find that kind of behavior allowing women to be hurt and to hurt themselves like that to such a degree. She said he's answered to losing his virginity. I agree. I agree. That dude is a fucking desperate fuck. If he's going with a big fat armed woman like that has a fucking substance abuse problem, that is fucking suicidal, that has all the issues that she has, and he enables it and tells her she's the strongest woman I ever met. Oh, she's so beautiful. She's hot. That's hot. That's beautiful. That substance abuse shit is just, there's nothing wrong with this bitch. She's just so strong of a person. I mean, she sounds just like Will. Go over there and listen to Will. Go over there and listen to Eli. And then go over there and listen to Eddie. You're going to hear the same fucking person. It sounds like the same fucking little simp bitch. That, all the way across the board. That's what you fucking see. All three of these men. And I find it very sad, very pathetic. These women are going to die at an early age. Very early age. They're going to be extremely young. You cannot abuse yourself like that for very long before it's going to take a toll. And for some, it's going to take a toll sooner than others. So it depends on how well a shape they're in. Yeah, I mean, hey, yeah, those two that should be a crew. It should be Eli, Will, and Eddie for life, because those three dudes do the same old shit. If you're a woman and hey, what's up, Dr. Keith? If you're a woman and you want to fucking abuse drugs, you want to fucking walk all over a man, you want to cuck the fuck out of a dude, you want to fucking have a boyfriend and a husband at the same time, you want to do this kind of shit, you need to go to talk to Coach Eli. Yeah, exactly. James is a softcore version of JB. You're absolutely right about that. But you need to go talk to Eli. You need to go talk to Eddie over there, Eddie Mafia, and you need to go talk to fucking Will, because those are the type of men that you need to go to as a woman. If you never ever want to be called out on your shit, and you just want to do whatever fuck it is that you want with your life at any given time, and you want to run a man into the fucking ground and take all his money and shit and not work, not do anything with yourself, or if you want to be a cam girl and cuck a motherfucker, or you want to do this and cuck a motherfucker, or that and cuck a motherfucker, you know, those are the three motherfuckers you need to run to. Yeah, oh yeah, she's fucking insane. She is fucking insane. There's something wrong with that bitch. And these motherfucking bitches, just like these bitches, are a dime a dozen. Like I said, why don't you go to a rehab? You can find them all day long. You can get them coming straight out of fucking prison. You can find them all day long. Or you can find them in the fucking morgue all day long. So, I mean, go do it. You know. Oh, yeah. She shouts all kinds of fucking. You're absolutely right, Dr. Keith. If this is the type of women you want, go get them. I don't want that kind of woman. I am good. I have got enough going on in my life that I don't need that kind of shit. I don't need another child, that is a grown woman, to be fucking with. I don't fucking treat my own grown children, you know, like that. I do a little bit for them. Yeah, we will put you in your fucking corner. Lots of folks that need to be locked up. You're absolutely right about that, Kimmy. You're absolutely right. Yeah, don't call me or JT. We'll spank you and put you in the corner. Goddamn good job. You're good. You're funny as fuck, man. Yeah. Oh yeah. She makes Sharon look normal. She does make Sharon look normal. you know. Oh, she's an abuser, big time, man. Big time. You want to get abused and you do that shit, you go ahead. Oh no, we're just talking about like enabling some bitches, Jules. We're just talking about we're talking about Dana, which is Will's girlfriend. We're talking about Eli's girlfriend, and we're talking about Fire. Like the three of them got dudes that kind of enable their bad behavior, enable their drug addictions, enable their alcohol issues, enable these different things, and they don't say shit. Enable their cheating, enable their fucking cheating, bro. Who the fuck does that? I mean, goddamn Drew, goddamn Eddie, goddamn Eli, and fucking Will. What the fuck? These are the people that enable that sort of shit. You know, enable a bitch to fucking cheat on them, enable her to use drugs, enable her not to fucking get a job, enable her not to fucking, do anything positive with her life whatsoever. Just enable all this shit, dude. And I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, well, she said she starts, getting pissed off if Will ain't got no money. Exactly, Jules. Exactly. And and those women are cheap, cheap, cheap. You can get them a dime a dozen. I mean, go to a goddamn like I said many times now. You can go to the crazy house. You can find one. You can go to the goddamn, to the AA meeting. You can probably find one. You can go to the rehab. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. You want to shop like a parent again? Yeah, you want to feel like a parent again, like that young age and shit. Sometimes, and so you might, do a little bit of this and that for your kids. That's very true. I've done that. I'm guilty. Yeah, I know what you mean there. That ain't. You might come off as enabling to a certain degree. But not really. It ain't. It doesn't count. It doesn't count. So I mean, you just baby your babies a little bit. But I mean, whenever they're well-adjusted babies, you train them not to fucking enable a motherfucker, or be enabled. You know, uh, that's a totally different gig. I mean, my kids don't enable and don't, aren't looking for an enabler. She is great sober, but the thing is that even sober, she doesn't take responsibility for her own shit at all. She takes zero responsibility for her own shit. Despite that, despite the fact that she's sober, she won't take responsibility, sober or drunk. She will take none. I mean, she's easier to get along with. She realizes, okay, well, I can't pass this. She might be able to look at certain people and say, I can't pass this bullshit off on this motherfucker. Yeah, yeah, oh yeah. But the thing is why can't Will see it? That's what the problem is. You know, I mean, it's fucking disgusting. It's sad. It's terrible. But I mean, it's his life. He can do what he wants with his own life. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. I memean, you're talking about children that are, well adjusted and shit and sufficient and like you're saying and happy on their own. They're just fine. You go in and baby them a little bit. Yeah, hell yeah. Absolutely. And they're going to be like, what the fuck, but who cares? you know, but anyway, I'm out of here, guys. Y'all have a good day. Y'all do your thing. I'm going to Dude, if it wasn't lightning and fucked up, I hope it's not going to be fucked up today. I can actually go out and do some shit. But Mm, that's the way I understood it too. That is the way I understood it too. That's why she was talking about, I will not go to Texas. But later's guys, y'all be good. Peace out. Yeah, oh yeah, we're all guilty of babying our adults. We do it. Hmm.